Hi everyone, it's Erin Cochran, the House Whisperer from RevealingRedesign.com. And today I want to ask you, is your sofa too big? Is it eating up all the space in your family room or in your living room or wherever you may have a sofa? Or is your other furniture just too darn big? And I'm pretty sensitive to this as a person just because I live in a house, the room I'm sitting in right now is from the 1700s, and the spaces in my house are smaller in scale, and some of the rooms in your house might be smaller in scale too. Like maybe the ceilings aren't very high, maybe the square footage of the room isn't that big. And the thing is that we often are drawn to furniture that looks big and comfy and squishy, and those big squishy sofas and chairs, while they can be really great to sit on, can eat up a lot of space in our rooms and make our rooms not feel comfortable, which is a big cost to buying these sofas. And I can't even tell you all the number of people that I've worked with over the years that have purchased a sofa before they were working with me and then sort of had to live with it, or just were frustrated because they felt that this new furniture would be the answer to the room that they didn't like, only to have it sort of compound the problem. So how big is your sofa and how many people do you want to seat on it? It's really important when you look at a sofa not just to look at the number of seats, but to look at the size of the seats in the piece of furniture itself. So what do I mean by that? So a sofa can seat 3 people most often. You know, a lot of them have 3 cushions along the inside of the sofa, or sometimes you have different numbers, but you know what I mean. And the difference, the things that make a big difference in how many people it can seat as opposed to how much space it's going to take up in your room is 2 sofas can seat 3 people, but they can be very different in their dimensions. When you look at the scale of a sofa, what you want to look at, how high is the back, how big are the arms, and how deep is the whole piece of furniture. So to give you an example, the sofa behind me, you can't really see it. It's a petite sofa, but the arms are rolled. So the space between the arms on the piece of furniture actually isn't as big as it could be if the arms were smaller and didn't have that, what they call sock arm, the big rolled arm. And this is the problem I see a lot. You're getting the same amount of seating, but you have these huge arms that are taking up a lot of space in the room. And you're not getting any more seating for that same square footage. Now, people will say, but I like a comfortable arm, and absolutely. Like this sofa behind me has a sock arm, and it's very comfortable, but it isn't a huge arm. And some of the sofas that are being sold now, because the scale of homes have gotten so big in a lot of cases, like new houses have giant rooms, they can have these great big arms. So you just want to look at that and sort of say, okay, is this arm really necessary when I'm going to buy this sofa? Do I want something this big when I could have something this big that's still going to be padded and comfortable that I can put my arm on and all that good stuff, or lay my head on? Now, in terms of the depth, this is probably the biggest stumbling block for larger scale sofas and smaller scale rooms. If you have a room that's an average size room, a normal size room that isn't huge McMansion size room, your sofa should probably be about 36 inches deep and no more, maybe 38. If you have a great big sofa that's 42 or more inches deep, again, you're only getting so much seating and you're taking up so much more space in a room. It doesn't sound like a lot, but those 6 inches in a big piece of furniture like that really changes the way the room feels and gives you a lot less movement in the room and space for walkways and all that kind of stuff. Lastly, the height of a sofa. A high back sofa, kind of like the one behind me, Now this one works in here because while this is a small room, it's up against the wall and it doesn't block your sight lines or things like that. A lot of times if you have a smaller room, when you look into the room and you see a high back on a sofa, it just chops up your view into the room and can really make the room feel that much more boxy and closed in. Lower slung pieces of furniture, even bigger pieces that are lower slung, open up your view into the room and don't make it feel quite as confined. Okay, I hope this helps you think about your furniture, and hopefully you're not ready to just go throw out your sofa. Although I know it is a source of frustration in many people's homes. So I hope this gives you some parameters to think about the furniture you have now and what you would like to have in the future to maybe open up the rooms in your house and make you feel like you have more breathing space, more elbow room, and make the square footage that you live in live so much larger. All right, thanks so much. I will see you next Saturday. Take care.